Welcome in. Happy September, everybody. Summer slowdown should come to a slowdown. We should have some bigger sales, more sales as time goes on. So welcome to September. If you are a newer reseller, usually July and August are the months considered to be summer slowdown. It's not just in clothing. My friend who sells cars actually messaged me last week and asked me, how are my sales the last 90 days? And I told him, he said he always seems to have slow sales during this time of year, or August and July. So it's normal with retail, people spending money, all that sort of stuff. Juliet, good morning. But yeah, actually really good eBay sales, especially if you're not really listing much over the past week. I really haven't listed. I've been in a listing slump since Vegas. So I'm going to be honest with you. Good morning, Jens. Cars, good morning. But we are selling stuff. We are selling stuff. How many items on Poshmark over the weekend, long weekend? 6 items. I did ship Friday, by the way. It wasn't live. And then on eBay, quite a few items. We'll just, I forget how many, close to 30 or something. So we'll go over those. Lots of different things. We have sweaters, shorts, long sleeve jeans, jackets. It's definitely that in-between weather. But let me know how your sales were over the weekend. I'm kind of excited. A lot of people, I think, talk about, these weekends, Labor Day weekend and Memorial Day weekend back in May. People don't shop because they're with their families and stuff. I had more sales over the weekend than I definitely would have thought. What's up, Amy D? Is eBay broken? My eBay did well. I didn't even run any sales over the weekend. It just completely went out of my mind. I wasn't even thinking about running a sale. I should have. To be honest, I should have run a sale, but I still sold lots of like shorts and things of that nature. Good morning, Darlene. Good morning, Amy. I'm going to say Amy. Doug, worst week this year. Worst week this year, Doug. What on earth? Well, let's hope that it's better this week. September, summer slowdown's out of the way. Did you take Dad thrifting? I did not take Dad thrifting last week. Did not take him thrifting. Took him to a bridge appointment for not bridge, but it's like a senior place where they can go and talk and commune, play cards and all that sort of stuff. So I took him there, and I had my kids last week. I was so busy, dentist appointments and everything else, orthodontist appointments for the kids, everything. So no, did not take him. Did not take him. Big Apple. What's up, Brittany? Also not posting. Yeah. Slow sales for Brittany, not posting. I haven't been posting either. I've been in just a slump, to be honest. Morning. Haven't seen him in a week. I haven't been live since like last Wednesday, maybe Monday or Wednesday. I forget which one. I did not go live Friday because we were getting ready to head out. Brian, what's up? Good morning. Have lots to listen to and should stay home and do it, or list. Is that what you're saying? List. But want to go to the thrift. What would you do? Go to the thrift. If you have enough stuff listed and all that stuff, I don't know. You do what you want. But if I feel like I need to get out, I'm going to go thrifting. Sometimes we just need to get out and do those sorts of things. Nick over here, filling up his hallway. 85 sales Friday to Monday across all platforms. It was rolling. Nick is just killing it. If you guys don't follow Nick he's at least on Facebook in the Search Reseller group. He posts pictures of his sales, and it's like literally his whole hallway full of packages. It's crazy. That's awesome, Nick. Yeah, I did not have 85 sales. 6 foot. I don't even think I had half of that. I had no Depop, no Mercari. So boo to those. I sell mostly video games. Yeah, mostly video games. And it's been slow for you. I'm sure it'll probably pick up as like Christmas and stuff. People want to buy gifts either for other people or for themselves, right? The past 2 weeks have been, what's it? Amy D said the past 2 weeks have been pretty bad. I haven't signed up for Nifty and no improvements. Amy D, you just signed up for Nifty and no improvements? Yeah, I didn't have sales on Poshmark and Depop, and obviously I cross-list. I did have 6 on Poshmark, but yeah, it's just slow. The last 2 weeks and in August, just a slow month. It always has been for me. August, February, July are always my slowest months. How is the soccer team doing? Thanks for asking, Chris. We're really starting to kick off this week as far as games. We're having games every weekend. So if you guys don't know, I mean, it really is like a full-time job. I coach my kids' soccer team. It's a travel team, and they're the top team in their group or in their club. They're the top team in their club. So it's a lot of work. We have 3 practices a week. We usually have 2 games on the weekend, sometimes 3. And then like I create plans for them and everything. So it's a lot of work to do that. So that's kind of why I've also kind of been slacking. Soccer picks up, but you can only do that one time in your life with your kid, right? You can only coach them one time. This might be my last year with coaching them. So excited to keep on doing that. But we've had 1 game and we won that. But we'll have games every weekend from now on. I had crazy sales last Wednesday and Thursday, but weekend was a little quiet. August was still my best month to date. Looking forward to the next few months. Crystal, that's awesome. Yeah, August, if August was great for you, then I have a feeling as long as you're listing fall and winter items, you should knock it out of the park the next few months, no doubt. I need to stop buying and start listing more. That is a true thrifter, Jake the Thrifter. Yeah, right? That's always the case. Man, there were so many conversations my wife and I had along the way. I think if she was in here, she would say I've gotten better for sure. But I would thrift way more than I would list. And it became like an issue. I just have mounds and mounds and mounds of clothing just because thrifting's so much more fun. I've listed 20 to 25 a day, every day for the past month and half. It's been huge. Listen, so Nick, we were just talking about him. Sold 80 something items over the 3-day weekend. He's listening to 20 to 25 items a day. So that's why you're selling so much. I mean, it's easy math. You get out what you put in, and that's totally the case. And eventually, like me, I had a great weekend, but I didn't list a lot. Eventually, that'll catch up to me. I'm not going to have a lot listed. Amy D, I don't know what you're doing wrong. You're probably following K-Way's pricing. He's social media sensation, so people just buy stuff from him because they want to just have a piece of K-Way. My sales have been great, but I think it's because of my estate sale. I'm gonna mute that. I think it's because my estate sale video got some traction. Ooh, especially Dora. Did it get traction? Especially the one from the appointment only one. Where I got Supreme, Chrome Hearts, Fendi. Oh my gosh. Chrome Hearts, guys, is a freaking bolo. Never found it. I don't know if I'll ever find it, but that's awesome, Dora. Yeah, good for you. Someone opened a case on an item and said it was never delivered, but tracking shows it was. Can I open a case? Can an open case slow your sales? I don't think it slows your sales, Amy, and eBay will 100% have your back on that. So it's good to ship your label, keep your tracking everything in eBay, like ship your labels from home and all that. It'll keep tracking. As long as it says it's delivered, eBay will cover you 100%. I always reach out to the buyer and say, contact your local postmaster, your post office postmaster, or maybe the police or whatever. Because sometimes people are like, oh, but almost always they end up having it. But as long as it says delivered, you're free. You're good. And an open case should not hurt your sales. Because we always have to remember, eBay wants to make money, just like we want to make money. So they want you to have more sales, just like we want to have more sales. I got that from eBay Open. They want you. They're not going to bog down your store unless you're like below standard, because they don't want you to sell stuff and upset their buyers. But yeah, shopping is the most fun part always. Question: if you are part-time, is making an extra $1,000 to $1,500 a month profit good? I feel like I'm doing well, but want to make sure. Brittany, that's a good question. You know what? I would say when I first started reselling, like that was great. And even like right now, if my wife brought home an extra $1,000, $1,500 a month, that would be great. But I swear, guys, like over the weekend, talking like with family, did a lot of family time and talk and just different things. Everything has just gotten so expensive. And I'm not talking like groceries and that sort. Just the cost of like buying a house and taxes on a house and insurance and everything. So $1,000 to $1,500 is a lot different than even before the pandemic. So it's just up to you. I mean, if that's going to pay your mortgage or your apartment rent or your car payment, that can take a ton of pressure off. If it's your part-time job, Shelby went and got a job or did something and didn't take a lot of time, and she got $1,000 to $1,500 a month, that'd be great. So I know that's a long-winded, but it's kind of up to it's kind of determined about your finances. My clothing mentor had a $1 sale this weekend, picked up 70 items. Lily Pulitzer, Lulu, Sweaty Betty, Levi's, lots of new with tags. Let's go. Erica, pick up all the Levi's you can, especially men's, at $1 a piece. You'll sell those easy. Morning, Coffee. What's up, Coffee? I think we forget that sometimes we want to sell 20 per day, but we only list 6 per day. You won't sell 20 per day. No, for sure. Nick, always coming in. Yeah. You got to list kind of what you're selling. If you want to grow, you got to list more than what you're selling. So if you're selling 10 items a day and you want to grow, you better start listing 15 to 20 items a day. You guys know that. It's math, just common math. Kevin, good morning. Sales were great this holiday weekend. 275 listing. We can sell 1 Depop, 1 Mercari, 8 Posh, 10 eBay. Dang. That's huge. That's what, 18, 19, 20. That is a really good weekend in sales. Nice job, Steven. Yeah. So we had some people with not great weekends, some people with good weekends. Chrome Hearts limited edition Honolulu t-shirt worth $400 to $500 used. Mind blown. There you guys go. Chrome Hearts t-shirt used for $400 to $500. And that's not, Chrome Hearts is not vintage. It's a newer thing. Don't fall in those algorithm traps, Amy. If you've been successful for a long time, you have 14 bad days, don't tear the whole thing down. Yeah, agreed. 25 sales this long weekend. Good, let's go. Like everyone, yeah, Amy, don't worry about. When in doubt, zoom out, right? When in doubt, zoom out. I wish I could make an extra 100 or 1,000 to 1,500. That would be awesome. Yeah. So good morning, Janet. Yeah, agreed. It all just depends on our finances. And I know but it's just like we were talking about how much insurance is. It's just crazy for car insurance and health insurance and home insurance. It's just gone. It's so much more than like what inflation has been doing. It's like doubled almost. It's just gone crazy. And we talked about how I don't know, how like health insurance, people will not have it and they'll have to pay less than people who have insurance. It's just crazy. But yeah, and home taxes on houses are more expensive, everything. So any extra income, 1,000, 1,500 part-time. Yes. Great. I would be doing it. I would do it. I did it. This is a Tommy Bahama, and this is one of those siesta keys. I talk about it. Tommy Bahama, obviously, we always talk about silk and linen, but these newer models that have a name to them, and some of them are corduroy, some of them are stretchy, some of them they just have different things, but they're newer. They have a name, and they're easy to look up, obviously. Tommy Bahama, the siesta key. This sold for $19.80. That, Amy D, was a Nifty sale. $19.80. Nifty sent out an offer. So, siesta key, Tommy Bahama, and that's going internationally. So, how about it? Let's send that internationally. Tommy Bahama going they're paying that much for Tommy Bahama internationally? Okay. What's going on, Casey? Cheers. Cheers to you. I haven't had an energy drink in probably like 4 or 5 days. This was in the fridge. I'm like, all right, I'm going to sip on it. I just paid property taxes. It was painful. Isn't it? So painful. I do mine semi-annually. I think ours is in November. We don't have an escrow. It just keeps going up. So we just keep having to save extra in that account. And not getting paid a lot extra, especially in teaching. That's why I love teaching, guys. This is a Lululemon shirt. I'm going to give you a little piece of advice if you're kind of newer and haven't found a lot of men's Lululemon. If you see that crease or that seam right down the back, if you're looking at shirts, you're not going to usually see a Lululemon tag. If you do, obviously, you're lucky and it's good. But you're going to see that crease right there or that little seam going down the back. And then if you want to, you can look at the button right there. And the buttons are a little bit thicker than normal. And you're gonna be like, all right, that's probably Lululemon. And then look for the little Lululemon symbol, which this one has somewhere. Does it? It's got to. Anyways, Lululemon symbol, and that's what you want to look for. Where is that? Oh, there it is. It's one of these. See, that's probably why I found it. But yeah, look for that crease in the back. That should really help you out. Several side gigs. Every little one helps for sure, Jana. I'm all about every little side gig. Like, I think YouTube paid me $400 last month. You know, Facebook gives me some money. Like when people do go through my Nifty link, I get paid some of there. I get paid there. And then like Amazon and people buy my links. So every little bit is great. And then cross listing, you know, because I was always doing eBay, I kind of consider selling on Depop, Mercari, and Poshmark extra little bits too, because eBay is usually my like deposit in my account. Okay, transfer money, pay off bills. And then I'll have money in my Poshmark or Mercari, and I'll be able to transfer that over as like a bonus. So yeah, any little extra, like all the little things, especially if something starts slacking, then you have that extra, you have all those other side incomes coming in. Like I know a lot of people are doing TikTok shop and stuff. You know, that's great. If something happens to TikTok shop and people are all in on that, you know, it should be like, it would be tough. It'd be tough to go from all in on that to trying to find something else. It's a good extra way to make money. From the barnyard, what? Are feeding the goats and the horses, then the crack the lacking. All right, crack a lacking. Morning, where are you, Christy? From the barnyard. How about that? Waking up, feeding the goats on a beautiful morning. That's about it. That's if you like the country, that's about as good as it gets. Look at everyone being supportive of each other. Do you pull the old inventory that isn't selling, or do you just discount it and get rid of it? I've got about 30 items I bought when I first started, and they were bad buys. I can't decide if I should just pull them and the store does do it damage having those old listings. Okay. So Mitch, number one, obviously I talked about having Nifty, and it relists all those items, but that doesn't mean a bad item at a high price is going to sell. So Nifty can keep delisting and recreating those items. That doesn't mean they're going to sell because they're, like you said, a bad item and maybe too high of a price. What I do, which you'll see here later on, is I just slash my prices. So you have a couple options, like you said. You can just pull your item, redonate it, chalk it up, whatever. But since you went through all the trouble of listing it and everything, what if you sell it and you just make your money back, or you make a couple bucks on it? Like this item that I'm going to show you later, I paid $5 for it and sold it for $10. I'm making my money back and a little bit more. So I'm not losing money. If you can make a little bit of money, I would just slash the prices. I would slash the prices. I would give someone 1% of my sales to list for me. I know, right? I would too. I would too. Well, that's when you get into hiring. I don't want to hire anybody. It's not something I want to do. I've said that for a while now. Is Tommy Hilfiger coming back? I don't know, guys. Is it? Chris, is it? I don't have any Tommy Hilfiger items, so I don't know. I don't know if it's trending or not. Again, I know the really wide pants from, again, that like South Pole era, they do well. But yeah, I don't know. These are Oakley, and they're more of like a khaki pant. They're like a twill. They're not polyester like golf pants. These are more like a khaki. These sold for $21.99, just a regular eBay sale. $21.99 for that one. Good morning. Did my first couple of one-not shows, between both shows, I made about $75. Not too bad for a newbie, I guess. Festive Flipper. No, it's not too bad. You know what? It's like, you're making money. That's great. And Whatnot is definitely one of those platforms you just have to grow. It's not like eBay. eBay to me is a search engine. People are searching for certain items. Whatnot isn't that. People have to find your show, see what you're doing, see what you're selling, all that sort of stuff. Congratulations with your first couple of Whatnot shows. Guys, Whatnot's a great way to also get rid of inventory. Maybe that, you know, that you've had, it's stale, it's not doing well, get rid of all of it. You can throw it on Whatnot. Now, I don't recommend putting trash stuff on whatnot, but it's a good way to unload things that are just stale. Like you could have, like I sold one of these this weekend, but I've had these North Face new tags items. People will buy these. These are good. But I've had these for a long time. I've had these for almost a year and a half now, close to 2 years. And so maybe like those would be a whatnot show type of item. No one's buying them. I could whatnot them. Let's see. How much was that Lululemon shirt? $5. $5. So my average buy cost for shirts, my average buy cost is $5.25 across the board. That shirt was $5. Next item, took an offer. This sold via promoted listing. North Face. This is not the Apex. You guys know, you'll see they have the Apex here. Those usually sell better. This is not an Apex. It's just a soft shell North Face jacket. Soft shell North Face jacket starting to sell. Guess what? I've had this listed since last winter and didn't sell all summer or spring, but now we're in the fall. It's sold. Boom. I agree. I recently started cross-listing some of the vintage items to Etsy, and that's, to Etsy and seen some sales. I still have not done Etsy yet. That might be, I mean, I'm going to say, like, that might be my next thing. It might be my next thing. I mean, that would be the next step if I wanted to grow more. But yeah, Etsy, you do like vintage items. Polo Ralph Lauren, I even think I bet would do all right on Etsy. Like more vintage stuff. I put that in one of these eBay poly mailers. So that was a good one. Round Oak, Georgia. I love these cool mornings. Where you're on the farm. Yeah, it's been cool. I'm sure everywhere in the Midwest and kind of South. I live in Indiana, so it dips down to Georgia into Florida, that area. It's definitely been cooler, chilly mornings. I had a stained shirt I brought for $8. $8 sale for $8. Don't hang on those bad inventories, even if you lose. Yeah, so you still made some of your money back. You got to think, if you've already gone through the process of listing it, taking the photos, all that, you might as well make $5 off of it. You know, make your money back. Even if you lose a little bit, it's better to make a little bit. So I would mark it down, see what happens. A month or two goes by, or 3 months or whatever, and it still doesn't sell, then you can take it out of your store. Yeah, fall mornings from Nick. It was that way this weekend for us. You're in Chicago, not too far. Where I was only a couple hours from Chicago, just east. But yeah, I know it's early in the morning and then it gets hot. It was 48 or something in the morning on Sunday morning, and it got up to 72. It's just crazy. When there's no cloud cover, it just gets cold at night. How often do you change your prices versus what eBay recommends? You should sell an item for. Okay, so I price my items. I never price my items based on what eBay recommends, ever. I don't ever do it. And that's not to say you shouldn't. I just know what my items go for, especially if I'm looking up sold similar. So if I'm looking at completed listings, I can see sell similar. I can see how much they're going for. So I never do it eBay, because eBay doesn't know all the specifics about the item exactly. Is it, like a gingham check? It might be a really good pattern or whatever. So I don't do the eBay thing. Is the light coming in yet? Should be coming in soon. Speaking of whatnot, when is yours? I don't know. I know, Amy. I bought 2 more pieces of women's clothing last week. Good sweaters. So it should be soon. Reselling helps me rescue, feed, and care for unwanted animals. My passion. Christy, how about that? I love that. That's good. That's a great reason. In fact, when we were at eBay Open doing why do we sell? Why are we trying to get, why are we doing eBay? Everyone's like, to make money and whatever. And it is. You're making money to help you rescue and feed and all that. But there's different reasons. Some people do it for a hobby, and some people do it for a hobby like you to fund feeding, and rescue care for animals. Other people do it to pay bills or whatever, or feed their children, whatever it is. But it's not all the same. Some people do it to just like upcycle. Good morning, Teach from Chicago. What's up, Chicago? You and Nick up in Chicago, hour behind. Good morning. Do you sell all sizes as well when it comes to Lauren Ralph Lauren button-up shirts, men's? So I don't sell Lauren Ralph Lauren. I sell Ralph Lauren or Polo Ralph Lauren. But yes, I sell all sizes. All sizes. If I can get them for $5 and they're a halfway decent print to a good print, yes. Sometimes every once in a while I'm like, I've had that print before and it sits for a long time, that pattern, and I don't buy it. Like there's a couple blues I don't buy. My vintage ties are selling on Etsy. Ooh, so I need to cross-list my ties too. I do have a tie that I sold. And also I know a lot of people are doing like crafts with ties right now. I was talking to some people thrifting and they were talking about how they're doing crafts with ties. So they're not buying super expensive ties, they're just buying crazy pattern ties and doing crafts with them. This brand right here, Mott and Bow. You saw me, well, you might have not have seen, I might have packed this Friday when I wasn't live, but I sold another pair of these. They sold for $22.99 via promoted listing. These cost me $7.99. And I'm sending my jeans out Ground Advantage now because they are, it's cheaper for the buyer than my padded flat rate envelopes. So these go in my new shipping for over a pound, which is a flat rate $10. Anything under a pound, I do flat rate $7. So these were $10 and they're going to Oregon. So I bet I probably paid a little bit more than $10 to ship these to Oregon. My guess is, which is okay because I make money on the other ones. So I probably paid a couple extra bucks to ship that to Oregon. Styles and brands change. So something that didn't sell last year might be a better seller this year. It's good, Dora. Yes. Good example of that. Ed Hardy used to sell well for me. Then it stopped. And then now it's selling again. So Ed Hardy is kind of a brand. There's that light. Boop, boop. I'm below standard for 3 months. I'm below standard for 3 months on eBay and can't do promoted listings. What do you suggest? Cancel about 2 items. I couldn't find them. So you can't do promoted listings. Below standard, you can't do promoted listings. Can you run a sale on your store? Can you run sales on your store? The way to combat getting above standard or top rated or above standard is selling more items so that percentage of whatever got you to below standard gets smaller and smaller, which will put you in a category of above standard or top rated. So I'd be curious if you can run sales. Hi from the UK, 14 degrees Celsius there. Not real sure what that is, but I'm guessing that's Celsius. But yeah, what's up, UK? I've gone to London. I haven't gone anywhere else in the UK, but well, I did when I was little, but my wife and I went to London. We enjoyed that a lot. Going thrifting. Have a great day. See you, Granny B. Good luck thrifting. Hope you get some good stuff. Started at eBay because I am 65 and don't know how long Social Security will be around and Medicare. Yeah. So I'll have an extra little cushion and it keeps us on our feet, you know, it keeps us excited to go out and find something, treasure hunting, all that sort of thing. Ground Advantage. Good for me. I know, right? You always have positive or good information too. Yeah. The Ground Advantage for jeans will definitely hopefully make me more sales because it will be cheaper for the buyer. I was doing padded flat rate envelope, which just charges the buyer probably like $12 now. I don't know exactly, but I know padded flat rate envelope, not doing that will save the buyer money, and which will make more sales. What's up, Nate? Went to Pike versus Crown Point on Friday. Who won? Who won that game, Nate? Pike versus Crown Point. Nate's a former Pike alumni. I used to teach at Pike. Had to buy a new fridge this weekend. Depleted my savings. Oh my gosh. Isn't that, at least you had savings, right? Isn't that just such a bummer? Like, and that's not a fun purchase. I told you guys, I've told you our water heater, like such a, not a fun purchase. Something you don't enjoy seeing every day or whatever. Obviously we like having hot water, but we had hot water. But yeah, the fridge thing, that's a bummer. Those are not fun. What's up, Calhoun? Have fridges gone up in price like water heaters? Water heaters are gone way up in price since 5 years ago. I want to sell my price item furniture, high-end clothes with decent markup. Should I start with Etsy or eBay? I want to sell high price item, furniture, high-end clothing with decent markup. I would say eBay. I mean, eBay is what, the second or third largest? I think it's the third largest e-commerce site. So I think you'll have more eyes on your item on eBay. I would say eBay first over Etsy. I'm running sales. Okay, you're running sales. Things are getting better, but yes, I'm selling way cheaper to break even. Yeah, it's just kind of like you're in the corner with the, what is it, the dunks hat? What they used to, at the hat? You're in the corner. You're in timeout right now on eBay. Once you start getting those sales rolling, and that percentage of sales that are positive larger, and your smaller like cancel sales or whatever, you'll be good. You'll get back there above standard, and you can start promoting again. Yeah, I just actually learned about that earlier this year, that you can't promote if you're below standard. So that's something everyone needs to keep in mind. Land of 10,000 sales. Look at that. I love that. Want to come in? Thank you for your tips and tricks. You're welcome. I love your name, though. Land of 10,000 sales. That's awesome. That's awesome. Found, and thanks for coming in. Found out the shop I sell my handmade stuff at is closing right before Christmas. James, can you go to Etsy? Can you put that stuff on Etsy? Because Etsy's handmade. I'm sorry to hear about that. Right before Christmas. Dang. Maybe you can find another place that will sell it for you. What's up, Gladys? Hi, Gladys. Oh, 14 hours? Is it 14 hours, not 14 degrees Celsius? Okay, got you. 14 hours is the time. 1400 or 1400 hours. Tell me your best jean brands to sell. Oh, shoot. This is a good jean brand if you can find them. Taylor Stitch. Taylor Stitch is a good jean brand. But let's talk about jeans that we can find kind of often, right? Not like 5 a year. I really enjoy selling BKE. Ariat jeans sell so quickly. Ariat jeans are probably the quickest selling like jeans that I can find on a semi-regular basis. Ariat jeans. I'm looking around at my jeans. Like Levi's sell. I would say Ariat, man. Ariat jeans sell really, really well for me. BKE. 21-0 Crown Point. Pike got smoked. Taylor Stitch. Todd Snyder jeans. There's a ton of them out there that are really good. I started reselling because one of my jobs was on a closing list. It's been a year and a half, still open. So instead of 2 jobs, I have 3 jobs. Oops, that's all right. Hey, more income, more revenue streams. You never know. You never know. There could be I feel like we already have a turn in the economy, but it could truly have a turn in the economy. I know like credit card debt and car delinquencies and home delinquencies and like all these credit things are coming around right now. You're not hearing a lot about it, but if you research online, you'll see it, and that's not good. New bolo to me. What is that? Smothered Branson belts? Ooh. All right, guys, write it down. Write it down. Hogtown. I've never heard. You know what? I need to look at belts more. I always do ties, but I don't do belts very often. We have a lot of women's belts. Is that men's or women's belt? Smather and Branson. I'm guessing it's a men's. Everyone, like all the men's brands, like Royal and Oak, Smothers and Branson, Wolf and Shepherd. They're all doing that now. Morning. With eBay, what % do you usually use for promote a listing? Good morning, Glenn. I do 9% across my entire store. 9% across my entire store for promoted. I am on Etsy. Okay, good. With your stuff that you sell. Well, hopefully you can get more sales. That sucks that place closed. Maybe try to find another place around town that will sell that stuff. Good morning. Happy day. Good morning to you, Susie. All right, let's do our next item real quick. I see there's more questions. Again, Taylor Stitch, good brand to be on the lookout for. If you're an OG, if you've been doing this a while, you know this brand. But if you're newer, there's always newer people. Taylor Stitch, brand you want to be on the lookout for. Taylor Stitch, you're going to find them in shirts, pants, shorts, jackets. All their stuff is a little bit thicker, a little bit more quality, a lot like Buck Mason. These sold for $44.99. First pair of cords that I've sold of the season, maybe. Corduroy pants. Corduroy pants do so well in the fall. My goal for September is to list at least 450 items. Let's go, Faith. Come back in and let us know. Today's what? Is today the 2nd? All right. So how many is that? I can't do the 450 divided by 30. But 450 divided by 30, whatever that is a day. 30, 93. Yeah, I don't know how many that is a day, but that's a lot. Good luck with it. Good luck with it. You can do it. You can do it. I see those. Remember like the Tech and Sport and that other guy that like is friends with Tech and Sport. There's people that do that many. You can do it. You got it. If you do it now, it'll definitely pay off in Q4. I still have ways to sell stuff. Okay, good. Rock Revival jeans used to do well for me, but have slowed down. Anyone else seen this? Rock Revival jeans do well for me. I love Rock Revival jeans too. Those are great. I just don't find them that often. Probably about as much as Ariat. So yeah, Rock Revival. They do well. I still do well with Rock Revival. One brand I don't really pick up anymore is True Religion. The only True Religion I pick up anymore are if they're like the big flat pockets with the buttons for $7.99. Belts and socks are winners. I know you love your socks. You're welcome. Is the sell-through rate good on Ariat men's jeans? I almost picked up some, but I thought it said that it was like 30% sell-through rate. Okay, so what's more important is they sell and they're wanted. Ariat men's jeans sell and wanted. We can go look at the sell-through rate right now. Ariat jeans are great. If you can get them for the right price, then it's worth picking every men's pair up that you find that are in good condition. I buy mine for $7.99, and they're hard for me to keep a stock. Ariat men's jeans. So there's 94. Let's do used. Let's do pre-owned. 8,000 plus pre-owned. Let's see how many have sold. Remember, we're just coming out of the summer season too. So look, sold 8,000, over 100% sell-through rate. So sold 8,500 men's Ariat jeans have sold in the last 90 days compared to how many are listed right now? There are 8,000. So over 100% sell-through rate on Ariat men's jeans. Men's jeans. So yeah, Ariat jeans are a great seller. 15 per day. Really? 15 per day? 450? I guess that's right. Okay, you can do that. That's easy. My goal has been 10 to 20, or like, what did I say? 10. It's about 10 to 20 a day. You can do that. You got that. Okay, see? Slow steps. I'm starting to run. I've decided I'm going to start running. I'm going to go running after this. And it's going to be slow, but a lot of benefits to running. True Religion is all over Ross and Burlington right now. Yep. Agreed, Nick. I've seen it at Ross. True Religion. So I don't even pick it up. And you get it new with tags for $39.99. On the plus side, almost doubled my goal of sales last month. Yes, you did. You killed it last month. Look at that. Good for you. Are you going to set the bar higher now? Remember, I'm more about like listing. And again, the last week or two, I haven't been great at listing, but I'm more about like, all right, I'm going to list 750 items, like you said, 750 items or 450 items or whatever, however many items you want to list, 100 items a month. That's my goal. And I know if I list them right and I price them right, I'll get a good return putting in that work. I have so many jeans taking up more space than I have. I'm thinking of not selling jeans anymore. Never found Ariat. Looking. What type of jean? What brands are you selling, Kathy? There's that Carrie at Home. I think she pretty much only sells jeans, but I think she gets them mostly from the bins. If you can get jeans, and Nick's in here, he knows because he does it. If you can get like American Eagle jeans or Levi's jeans for $1 or $2 a piece, you can price them around that $17 to $20 mark and make a ton of sales. But if you price those same jeans at $24, they're going to be sitting for a lot longer. Haven't even had my coffee yet. I'm doing math. Can't believe I got it right. Yeah, look at you getting it right. Look at you. See, maybe you don't need coffee. Reselling equals cruise money. 100%. You guys know that's me. I have a cruise I have to pay off by January. By January, I have to pay it off by January. I owe a lot on it. So I gotta get moving. Dry fit men's golf pants. Men's golf pants sell year round, but they definitely obviously sell better come fall and the little bit chillier months. These sold for $22.99 via promoted listings. Not yet. I want to reach 1,000 sales every month for a year. That's a good goal. 1,000 a month. So don't raise the bar. Just continue, consistent 1,000 a month for a year, and then go from there. And shoot, you might have some weekends. We all have those weekends where like, I'm going to pump out a few more listings. And all those little few more listings here and there add up. Pull a Ralph Lauren shirt. You guys know the deal. Pull a Ralph Lauren shirt, making sure it's going to the right person. $21.99 regular eBay sale. Now, I know it says Ralph Lauren, but that's still Polo Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren right there. It's Polo Ralph Lauren shirt. Oxford button down. The collar's button down, so that's a button down shirt. Just more of like, make sure you don't make the mistake of saying one thing and the buyer getting it and being like, oh, well, you said it was this. If you can price at the bottom of the market of jeans, you'll definitely move them. If you're on page 4 on the search for 3232 modern Levi's, they'll never sell and take a very long time. Yep, I agree. And before we even read that, we talked about how Nick knows. Nick will buy jeans at the bins and sell them. But yeah, if you can list your jeans at the low end of the market, you can sell them cheap. There's one guy I was watching on YouTube. I forget his name. Again, the only reason I found him was because he was in like a tech and sports like podcast thing. I forget his name. But he bought a tons of jeans, and he was selling them at like $14 a piece and selling them all day long. So if you can do that, that could be a good business model. I am so happy I sold this. I've had this is on my wood floor. So this has been 2 years. Nike sweatshirt. I don't really buy Nike sweatshirts anymore. They just don't sell like they used to. Thermal fit. I will buy this thermal fit pants, but the sweatshirts don't sell as well for me. They just sit a little longer. So for 2 years to sit on this when I could have had a Polo Ralph Lauren shirt sell in a few months, this sold for $18.88. That's also how you know it's an older listing. I used to price stuff at 88 cents. $18.88. I had a good weekend of sales. Do you ever send coupons to your orders? I don't send coupons, but I know a lot of people that have good luck with doing that When I went to eBay Open, lots of people do that. So that's something definitely to try out, especially if you're below standard or whatever. Try to send coupons out, get more sales. Coupons are good. I think K-Way talked about how he's doing different, like you buy 2 or 3, you get free shipping, or you get like 10% off the next one or something like that. So you can always run sales, different types of sales, coupons, all that sort of stuff. People like sales. People like coupons. So I definitely think it's a plus. Wish me luck. I have a job interview today. Good luck, Festive. I wanted to not have a 9-to-5, but until I get with more reselling, generate more income. Yeah, we got to do what we have to do, Festive. If it comes down to me needing a 9-to-5, I'll go back and getting a 9-to-5. It is what we have to do. It is what we have to do, Good luck with your interview. I'm sure you'll do well. I'm sure you'll get the job. I know you'll get the job. Let us come back in and let us know how you do. Obviously not today if you get it or not. Yeah, there's no shame in that. There's someone else I followed on Instagram who's like a social media person, and they went back to a 9-to-5. They still do a little social media and some reselling. There's nothing wrong with that. There could be a job. My neighbor could be like, hey, I've got a perfect job for you. I might be like, yeah, that's a great job. Ooh, and it pays that much? Okay. I think that could be good. Work out with our schedule, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. I'm never opposed to, something that is better for our lifestyles, whether it be money or family. 48 done last week, 50 this week. You got it. You can do 50. You get those extra 2. Look, everyone, good luck, Festive. I love our chat. I love our chat. I took a thrift trip to San Diego. Every Viore was 25 to 50. Oh my gosh. San Diego knows what Viore is now. So they probably still have their Lululemon expensive too. Dang. Viore's good stuff. All right. Just listed this. Bought this off of Whatnot. I think I don't remember how much I bought it for. It was enough where I know I'd make money on it. Sold it for $32. This sold in just maybe a week or two. Tommy Bahama silk with LSU. So it's the purple with the LSU. And there were actually quite a few of these listed. So I just priced it just like $1 under what most people had them. And it sold. Sold $32.99. Let's see, was it promoted? Yeah, that was promoted. So maybe that's why it sold. The LSU. I don't know if LSU won, but obviously college football started over the weekend, like big time. And so list any of that college football stuff you guys have. Any college stuff you have, list it. And is that going to Louisiana? It is. Covington, Louisiana. Next item is an IB Cool. I took a best offer. I remember I was sitting at the lake. Took a best offer. IB Cool. This is a retail arbitrage. So I paid 75% off of $44. So what is that? Like $11, something like that. And it sold for $40.50. I'll leave that on there. 40. So it says 44. They bought it for $40.50. So it's cheaper than that price tag. I'll leave it on there. Oh, Viore was founded in San Diego. There you go. So almost like a beach. It's crazy. Okay. There we go. There should be more of it. That's why they know about it. Are you talking about David? Yes, that guy. Yep. He's got a ton of jeans. I'm like, yes, Luke, that's the guy I'm talking about, who got a whole bunch of jeans. And he's been selling them like crazy. Yep, that guy. He's a hard worker too. I mean, from what I see on social media, he really hustles. He went from electronics to clothing, so he had to make a switch too. Mostly electronics and now mostly clothing. Anita, IB Cool. IB Cool is the name of that brand. I sell those about every other live. This was a good one. This came out of that bulk buy. Double RL. This is linen cotton. Linen cotton double RL. Sold it for $170. $170 for this. And this would be a cardigan. Linen cotton cardigan, $170. So that definitely boosted up my payout for the week. Did they accept your counter offer? Last week, yeah, I posted it because you're on YouTube. Yeah, I posted it on Facebook and Instagram. The counter offer for whatever that was, they accepted it. What was that? It's a pair of pants, wasn't it? It's a pair of pants, and it's just starting to be that season. Yeah, they accepted it. Live packing, it's been 100 years. Putting this in an eBay bag. These are really thick and nice. Honestly, if you have an eBay store and you're looking like, what do I buy? What should I get with my eBay monthly or my quarterly coupons? These eBay poly mailers, the big ones like this, are super nice. They're thick. Really, really thick. So I would recommend these if you have that eBay coupon. K-State won. Uh-oh, let's go. Happier School won. Purdue won too. Oh, Purdue's not supposed to be good or anything. No. Just dropped the kids off at the first day of school time to get shit done. Running Yahoo. Let's go. First day of school after Labor Day. That's the way it used to be here. Good for you. Let's go. Yeah. Kids are out of the house. Get stuff done now. For sure. Could you explain button down, button up? Should I know the difference? Okay. Yeah. Actually, my next, the next item will help us with that. So that's double RL. That was a bulk buy. So I don't know exactly. I forget how much I exactly paid for this. What I'm going to do is just divide everything by all the pieces I got. I actually have another piece right here that I got out of it. And that will be my buy cost for each item. Okay, this sold for $21.99. This is another Polo Ralph Lauren, but it's short sleeve. Happy to get rid of anything short sleeve or shorts right now. So if the collar is buttoned down, So there's a button on this collar. It's kind of hard to see because of glare or whatever, but there's a button on this collar. If the collar is buttoned down, this is called a button-down shirt. So this would be a Polo Ralph Lauren button-down shirt. If the collar was not buttoned down, it would be a button-up shirt. Button-up shirt versus button-down shirt. Not a big deal breaker. I don't know how many people actually care, but I try to make it a point to especially in the item specifics, to make it a point to make sure I'm correct. Was I correct on this one? I actually, on this one, I just put button front shirt, which is probably a good way to just put it ever. Button front shirt. Button item specifics, there will be an option for button down or button up. So that's how you know the difference. But if you just put a button front shirt, that's not a bad way to put it either. Because then there's no arguing. It is a button front shirt. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Just popping in. What's up? We're just packing some stuff. Ralph Lauren question. I bought an embroidered bear polo off Whatnot. No neck tag. No green content tag. Do you think it's fake? Okay. So possibly, Kathy. Wayne, K-Way, and I, and actually Chris at Peak, we were all texting about a certain Whatnot show, and they were selling fake Polo Bear shirts, T-shirts. I don't know if it was the one you bought it from, but they were acting like they were real and everything, and they were totally fake. So it might have been that same show. I don't know, but I would probably reach out to Whatnot and say you got a fake item. Purple Label. I did not sell any Purple Label, but I did sell Double RL, and I'll show you another one here in a second. These are, anytime I talk about this, anytime I find new tags, Banana Republic, J. Crew, any brand like that, I'm usually picking it up. These are J. Crew Mercantile, which is the outlet store. Just a pair of khaki pants. It's sold for $22.99. New tag stuff just sells. It just does. That's what it does. Does Mercari have a limit on how many items you can list? I'm trying to cross list with Nifty, and Mercari says reach my limit of 100. Yes, Amy D, I had that problem. So with Mercari, you have to have like 5 sales completed, like where you sell them, the person gets it, everything's fine on their end, you rate them. After about like 5 completed sales, they just open the gates for you. So yeah, Mercari, you have to have some sales first before they let you list a whole bunch of items. I remember that because I had the same question. I'm like, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Yep, that is. All right, here's a tie I sold, Brooks Brothers. Not a very handsome tie. It's brown. I don't think brown's a great color. It has little blue flowers on it. But just a Brooks Brothers tie. These cost me $1.99. So I'm going to pick them up. It sold for $16.99. I take 3 pictures of ties usually, just 3. eBay would want you to do 7, I think. I do it with 3 and I sell them. Vernon, what's up? What's up, Vernon from California? Saw your excellent performance at Las Vegas. Hey, appreciate it. Yeah, I tell you what, the person I was with, Kathy, she is so knowledgeable. She is so knowledgeable. Kathy Terrell, she is so knowledgeable. So I was fortunate to have somebody like her to speak with. I spoke about, like, if you watched, you saw what I spoke about, and she spoke about things like titles and descriptions and things like that. I was really fortunate to speak with her. Never knew J. Crew Mercantile was the outlet. And good morning. Good morning. Yeah. What's up, Carolyn? Yeah, that's the outlet brand. That's the outlet brand. They'll have the little dots too. You're welcome, Amy D. I got you, Amy D. I measured, photoed, drafted, bagged, and tagged 54 items this weekend, but crickets on sales. I kept looking on Nifty, but it was a weekend. Only had 1 sale since Friday. That's okay, Heidi. It happens. It happens. It's ebbs and flows. Through this chat today already, we've had people that said they've had great sales over the weekend, and multiple people said the sales were slow. Just the ebbs and flows. The thing is, you know what you did. You know you put the work in. You know you listed your items, the right items at the right price with the right pictures. They will sell, especially if it's the right time of year. If you listed fall and winter items. So you never know. This week, you might just burst with sales, ebbs and flows. When in doubt, zoom out. But I know it can definitely be a little, tough when you put a lot of work in, you don't see results right away. But hey, that's almost everything in life, right? It's almost everything. It takes a while to see results. So what's up, James? Peeking in. I see you. That's cool. What's up, James? All right, next item. Gingham check. And this would be a button down, the collar button down. So this would be a button down gingham check shirt. It looks like the picnic table, but just green. These always do well for me. $21.99 via promoted listing on this. So what is that? The third Ralph Lauren button shirt. Third Ralph Lauren button shirt, $21.99. Like I said, I have like 3 or 4 totes of them. I'm not selling them like hotcakes, but these are like my true bread and butter. I mean, I sell 3 a weekend, 1 a day. I'm fine with that. No purple label, black label. So this is Ralph Lauren black label. Do not be tricked by Lauren Ralph Lauren black label. Lauren Ralph Lauren with the black label is still Lauren Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren black label has this specific font. So you need to rewatch it, take a screenshot, whatever. That is Ralph Lauren black label right there. It's not worth more than purple label. It's not even worth more than double RL, but it is a notch above Polo Ralph Lauren. Usually because it has a good content. This one is wool and cashmere. So another like wool and cashmere cardigan type deal. Black label. This one sold for full price. No Nifty. No promoted listing. $79.99. So sold a double RL, regular Polo Ralph Lauren, and black label Ralph Lauren. I'm going to also put this in one of these larger eBay bags. Oh my gosh, we had our end of the month 3-bag sale. I scored 6. Those are good. Utility pants, 2 best, and a 1 jacket plus more high-end brands. I love when people clean out closets. Yes. I'll show you that brand. I think I have one down here, actually. See if I do. Hopefully I do. Okay, so here's that black label Polo Ralph Lauren. $80. Good sale on that one. Make sure it's the one you're talking about. Stillo. No, it's a different one. Stillo. This is the one. Maybe it's the one you're talking about. This brand right here, Stio, with that little acorn right there. This brand is so good. Look, this fleece retailed for $139. Women's fleece. So Stio's the brand. This is a good brand to be on the lookout for. Stio. Good brand to be on the lookout for. It was so odd being racking them up and then saying nothing. We had 54 items ready to list. Yeah, I know. There is higher end denim for J. Crew called Point Sur. Ooh, which sells good. Had no idea. Stumbled since the denim felt. Let's see. Point Sur. Point Sur. Let's look together. Point Sur. Jeans. Okay, Point Sur J. Crew jeans. Let's look at sold just to make sure we find some that actually sold. Doesn't need to be pre-owned. Are they men's or women? Are they women's? Women's. Okay, women's. All right, let's see what they look like. That one's not showing the actual. Point Sur. I'll bring you guys over. Hold on. All right, Point Sur. Okay, there's your button. Point Sur. Well, I don't look through women's jeans, but now I don't look through them for this brand, but Point Sur denim. It's a type of J. Crew. J. Crew. Yeah, J. Crew. There you go. Okay. Point Sur denim. Point Sur denim. All right, guys. New to me. New to me. Maybe, you know, look for that little button, Point Sir. These sold for $20. Point Sir denim. So they must be just women's. That's a good thing to be on the lookout for. J. Crew, Point Sir. Boop. Yeah, Steele, my phone keeps changing. Yeah, trust. Whenever I type in people's chats or whatever, I always hit send. I'm like, oh crap, that's not what I meant. Next item is orders. Why is it doing that? I want to see all orders. All right, we'll go down to. Oh, shoot. Did I skip one? Oh, I might have skipped. Yeah, I might have skipped. I did skip. I think I skipped a couple. All right, we got to go back. Got to go back. All right, this one. Timeout. Timeout. We'll be there. Thoughts, I found 2 vintage identical purple tag shirts at an estate sale for $4 each. It only uses cufflinks, no buttons, still trying to find good comps. Maybe if I send you pics tonight. So put French cuffs, Heidi, for that shirt. So Ralph Lauren, if it's a purple label, French cuff. Let's see. John Dunham. Okay. Don Driscoll? No. John Dunham. I totally messed up. So I got to keep looking down here. Okay. Whoops. Might have to print a new label. Got it. Got it. Okay. Where's my box? MED, where's my box? All right. So this item that actually sold was an American Eagle jacket. Reason I picked this one up is because it had this plaid interior. So it's like flannel plaid interior, buffalo plaid, that red and black. And it's just like a thick jacket. And it was $10. I thought, you know what, for $10, I'll definitely make money on that. And it sold for $36. So definitely happy with that. I think most people would pass over this. American Eagle, usually people don't buy that brand. But certain items, obviously, that brand will sell. American Eagle jacket. Let's see. I sold a wide leg version of that J. Crew denim for $40. Oh, there we go. J. Crew, Sir. So I'll just look for Sir. S-U-R. S-U-R. M-E-D. Did you see the new Nike Harris Tweed Dunks? No. Boy. You guys know I like my Harris Tweed. Those would probably be big and like, that might be like a gentleman's shoe, right? That might be a gentleman's shoe. As in like someone who wears Polo Ralph Lauren and stuff and they cross it with some other brands. All right. Got that one good. Boop. Doop. All right. Now next one. Let's see where I messed up on this one. This one's going to Stacy Hill. Ooh, I don't think I can get that one off. Stacy Hill. I'll have to redo that one later. Okay, and then the next one is going to William Driscoll. That is going on that one. Okay. All right, back at it. Sorry, guys. All right, next item is another American Eagle jacket. American Eagle jacket, another one. So 2 American Eagle jackets in just a day. This one is herringbone. I think I sold this one once and got returned. I'm pretty sure. American Eagle herringbone jacket. It's got a wool blend, but it's also double-breasted. Double-breasted is popular right now. That's when you have the 6 or 8 buttons in the front. So double-breasted American Eagle jacket. This one sold for $40.50, and I paid $10 for this as well. Our jackets are $10 across the board. Our coats, our heavy coats are $10 across the board. What's up, Ree? Ree's in the house. Been a minute, Ree. What's up? Hope you're doing well. We're just packing stuff. Have a few more eBay. Then we have some Poshmark. Unfortunately, no Depop, no Mercari. No Depop or Mercari. But you see, I just kind of roll this up, put it in one of these bags from Costco. Can't find that on my link tree. Throw it in a box. I did order, I like these 10 by 10 by 10 boxes. These 10 by 10 by 10 boxes fit, they're good size, Amy D. Fit about everything, like in the wintertime. Really like these. They fit shoes well. They fit boots well. They fit jackets well. So these 10 by 10 by 10, I mean, you can't see it, but there's a bundle of like 50 probably right there. I actually find them cheap on eBay. Cheaper than Amazon. There's that. Next item is a Built, B-Y-L-T. This is a 2XL Built shirt. Ooh, I put black. It might be navy. It might be black. I don't know. We'll let them decide. Built 2XL Built shirt. I think it's black. It's black. $20.70. That was a Nifty offer. So Nifty sent out an offer and someone accepted it. I didn't mention Nifty earlier, but I always mention it in my chats. It's my cross lister and also my automation tool. Sends out offers, keeps track of spreadsheets. It's everything. I have a video on YouTube about it if you want to go watch that. Also have a discount for a free trial. It's better than Vendu and Autoposture and any of those others. Trust me on that one. But yeah, if you go to sourceupfinds.com, you'll see everything I use, including Nifty. It's the best by far. Any advice on how you would price pre-owned purple label jeans with loose threads on the purple label? The threads missing on the back side, leather patch on the back. Purple label with loose threads. I would price them just a little bit cheaper than, I mean, obviously, I would price them just cheaper than what the normal solds have sold for. So if you find one just like it, it sold for 100, I'd probably price mine at like 80 or 75, take best offer with the loose threads. But you can always take that if it's worth way more than that. You can take it to a seamstress or whatever. I think that's what they're called, right? And they can sew it back on with a matching thread to make it look nice again. I've done that with a purple label blazer before, and it cost me $5 to reattach the button. Ooh, watching a documentary on Harris Tweed. Where's that at? I love to watch that. Christy, where's the documentary on Harris Tweed? I love to watch that. This is a Nike polo shirt. Again, really happy to sell polos. Anything short sleeve, cooler weather stuff right now. Happy to sell it. Knowing from history, this stuff really slows down, obviously, in the winter. So if you can get this stuff out the door right now, it's great. This sold for $17.99, regular wholesale. Nifty might have recreated it. I don't know. But it didn't sell with the best offer or promoted listing. All right, my last item. This is the one I talked about was a bad purchase. This was on my old hardwood floor, and I don't buy these anymore. But I marked it down to $10 instead of $20, and it sold. I paid $5 for it. So do I just take it offline? No, I just slashed the prices to whatever. If I would have had to slice it to $5 again, I would have done it. But this is an Oakley golf shirt, and they sell Oakley at Costco and other places like that now. You just have to know your Oakley. But like Oakley golf stuff anymore, I really don't pick up. Sold for $10. 5 into 10 minus eBay fees and all that stuff. Made my money back and just a teeny bit more. Making sure it's going to Haley. Haley? All right. That's good to go. Bought a vintage Nike Washington Wizard. Ooh, I have not seen one of those. That would be awesome. Washington Wizards Michael Jordan jersey for $300 at a flea. Took an offer $250 plus shipping on an international buyer. That's probably why I don't see those. If you guys, Michael Jordan, after the Bulls, went to the Wizards for like a year. I think he has a stake in the Wizards. He owned part of them. Was it Washington at the time, or was it the Washington at the time? I don't know. Anyways, Washington Wizards, and then they became the Hornets, right? Either way, that's awesome. $250 for that Michael Jordan jersey. Yeah, you don't see those very often. The more income sources, the better. I agree. The more income, the better. Are there any free shipping supplies with FedEx account? Does anyone know? I need to ship something FedEx. I need a big box. Apparently there are free shipping supplies, but I don't create an account to check it out yet. I don't know, Christy. Someone in the chat might know. I don't know. But what I do know is I can do this a little later. I need to get the label, reprint this label for this gingham check shirt because I messed that up. I can do that later. Let's get to Poshmark. I don't want to waste your guys' time. Poshmark. I had 6 sales on Poshmark. Poshmark wasn't too bad. Again, I consider Poshmark just like an extra side hustle, an extra income stream. eBay is my main source of paying our bills and everything. Poshmark is an extra stream of income. And also, like when I do whatnot shows, I consider that kind of an extra stream, and Poshmark and Mercari. So 6 sales on Poshmark. Travis Matthew. I sold a brand new Travis Matthew for $20. $18. But let me tell you why. It was new with tags, and there were a couple of them. I bought them both. But they had this. It's just not a good embroidery. Safety Clean is probably a company. So it's not great, but it was new with tags. It was one of those times where you're like, all right, $5. It's not a good embroidery. It's a company. Someone actually going to buy it. I'm like, you know what? If I price it cheap enough, I think someone will buy it. And they did. So Travis Matthew, $18 for that. Normally, I would never buy this if it was not new with tags. But I took a chance with it being new with tags with that embroidery, and it paid off. 5 into 18 on Poshmark. Again, priority. This is a Tyvex envelope. Priority Tyvex because it's a Poshmark sale. How they do that on Hulu? Is that how they do that? It's on Hulu? Okay. I almost canceled my Hulu. But I still have it. So it's good. I'll watch that. I'll want to watch that. I love learning about history, especially if it has to do with something related into my life, like where I live or like what we're selling. Yeah, that's great. I love that. North Face. Like I said, it sold a pair of those North Face shorts new with tags. I've had these almost 2 years. I might have had them 2 years, actually. North Face shorts new with tags. Sold these for $24. And the good. I got these on 75% off, the lowest markdown price. Got these super cheap at Dick's Going Gone like 2 years ago. And these are going out Tyvex because they're Poshmark. So Poshmark is definitely my second best. If you guys are newer here, it's my second best selling platform. eBay. Let me see. I'll show you. So if you're new, you can have a glimpse of my sales analytics, insights. So let's do like the past 4 weeks. There you go. So eBay obviously just kills everything else, but Poshmark's my second best. Let's do like the past 3 months. Again, eBay killing it. Poshmark there too. So these are my side hustles. These are my little side hustles. So in the past 3 months, I've sold an extra $5,500 pretty much. $5,500 in the last 3 months. That's why I kind of consider those my side hustles. And then there's my eBay. So Poshmark is my second best selling platform. That's why I love cross-listing now. A company in Illinois. All right, get that on there. These Tyvek envelopes do not, you guys know, they do not self-adhese very well. Their adhesive is not great, but I always put that across it. Never really had an issue with it. Next item is Champion. I don't buy Champion very often, but again, with that Travis Matthew, this was new with tags, has a $70 price tag on it. There's no way this was on clearance or on sale. They're always on sale. But you can find Champion at Kohl's and places like that. I know it had a huge comeback, probably like 2018, 17, 18, 19. But yeah, bought this $5. It sold for $27. Normally I don't buy Champion, but again, new with tags, I'm going to pick it up. It's going out in a Tyvek. This one I will tape because this is kind of thick and heavy. So I will tape this one up. So there's a brand. I don't usually pick Champion up. Definitely be on the lookout for Champion Todd Snyder. Champion Todd Snyder does really well. So be on the lookout for Champion Todd Snyder. Does really well. So this one I will tape up. Just put one strip across. 3-inch tape, by the way. Best tape there is. 3-inch. There it is. Boom. 5 and yeah, that's a good one. That's not bad. That's not bad. Again, football season. This has been sitting, but it sold. This is a Colts. Again, new with tags. How about all this new with tags on Poshmark? This is a little bit different because it has that quarter zip. You never really see polos with the quarter zip like that. Kind of weird. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like to have a zipper right there. But it sold for $22. So 5 into 22 on that as well. 5 into 22 on that. Cool. So we sold one college item, one NFL item, and then a mix between jackets and shorts and things like that. We still have some more things to ship, though. I know a lot of people stay away from size small clothing, and I get it. For some people, it might not sell or move as quickly, but I buy it if it's the right item. This is a Vineyard Vines Performance. So Vineyard Vines Performance. Now most of the Vineyard Vines Performance, they're called on the go. But this is a Vineyard Vines Performance, size small, so it's got the stretchy, and it sold for $18 on Poshmark. So $18 for this. I'll do that all day long. Whenever I find Vineyard Vines Performance, as long as it's in good condition, polos, shorts, pants, button shirts like this, I pick them up for $5. Shorts are $3.99. So we'll pick them up. Do you pick up Champion reverse weave hoodies? If they're vintage, I definitely do, Faith. If they're vintage, I do. I'm trying to think. If it's just a Champion hoodie like that says reverse weave, I don't at $5, but that doesn't mean don't do it. I really haven't looked up the comps. I'll also pick up some reverse weave colleges that are crew necks, but mostly hoodies and stuff I don't pick up Champion reverse weave. I like the crew neck Champion reverse weaves that are vintage in their college with like the college embroidery right here. Those usually do really well for me. I have a double estate sale to go to on Thursday. Barn poles full of collectibles. Hopefully my little self doesn't get pushed around too much. You got this, Dora. That's exciting, though. Collectibles. Ooh, full of collectibles. Barn poles. I like that. That's right up my alley. Morning, Surfs. What's up, Miguel? What month do you book spring break cruises? Like, how far in advance? That's a great question. So you guys know we love cruises. We book our spring break cruises usually in like May probably is when we book our spring break cruises. They fill up fast. For example, the spring break cruise we're going on this year is completely full. There's no rooms available, at least for a family of 4. The reason I know that's because family friends wanted to go. This was like a month and a half ago, and it's completely full. So they fill up fast. Spring break cruises fill up fast. Not all, not all of them, but like the bigger ships or the popular ships or whatever, they sell out pretty quickly. There are people I know on cruise that go on the same cruise they just rebook while they're on the cruise. I pick up men's small sizes because young teenage boys wear that size. Yeah, that's a good point. Yep. I have nephews that wear like men's small. How do you use Tyvek envelopes? So these are Tyvek envelopes right here. They say Tyvek right there. You can get them at the post office. I just have them shipped to my house. I order them online, and I use these for exclusively now for Poshmark. So for Poshmark, this is what I use mostly. I don't use these on eBay really anymore. I have a Johnny Unitas vintage throwback jersey. I bought for $34. Let's go, Johnny Unitas. Talking my language, but there's the Baltimore Colts. That's still all right though. Still a Colt though. Love that. That's awesome. The documentary on Harris Tweed looks amazing. I'll watch it as well. Yeah, I definitely want to watch that for sure. That's gonna be like on my list. How to use Tyvek envelopes on eBay? I can't figure out what type of envelope to select when purchasing a ship label. Okay, so Laura, this is just priority. So as long as you're sending something on eBay, priority mail. So not priority flat rate anything or priority whatever. It just priority mail. You're shipping it priority mail. You can use this. You can use this for priority mail. You're just paying for it to go faster. You can use a box like this for priority mail. But these are not flat rate. So you won't find Tyvek envelope on eBay. You'll just put in priority mail. And you can ship it in that. I just want to put the dimensions though. This is an Under Armour, like really lightweight hoodie. Really, really lightweight hoodie. Super lightweight, like feather lightweight. This sold for $15. $15. My son wears men's size large at 13. Dang, Ree. Hey, he probably eats too. Man, I know those days are coming. Everything's gonna be more expensive. Luckily, those nephews I have, my sister-in-law is cool and hands us down a lot of that stuff, which is nice for him. Now our daughter, on the other hand, she doesn't have anyone older. But yeah, that's it, everybody, for the weekend. That is it. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Laura. That's it for the weekend. I'm sorry if you guys had slow sales for the weekend. Just know that things will start picking up. We're in September. Q4 is right around the corner. October, November, December. Usually my best months, including January. January, the first month of Q1 is actually really good too. So as long as you're listing good stuff, good photos from almost now or mostly October, the end of this month, October, all the way through January are my best months for selling clothes. I have a white Johnny Unitas throwback jersey that bought for $70 45 years ago. How much did I sell for? Larry, I do not know. You'll have to look up comps on that one. Sometimes I think I found one Johnny Unitas throwback jersey here in Indy. But yeah, I don't know. If you bought it 45 years ago, it's got to be like old. I mean, it's got to be definitely like vintage, really good. So I'm thinking it was Mitchell and Ness. Okay, you just have to look up Mitchell and Ness on eBay, go to sold listings, and see how much they're worth. How can I replay? Let's look that one up too. So we'll go back over here. I'll go to eBay. So if you want to replay this, if you want to watch everything I sold and everything, you can just go to YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're on, and you're on Facebook. It will just be on my page. You can just start from the beginning and rewatch it, or you can go to YouTube and rewatch it. So Johnny Unitas jersey, Mitchell and Ness. 50, 40, 45, 39. So what I tell people who maybe someone's like, I have this at a garage sale, like, well, the blue ones I can buy right now for 34. People are like, oh, well, there's one for 99. Well, I could buy it. Well, is that one new with tags? That one's new with tags. I can buy them right now for 39 or best offer. I can buy it right now for $40. Let's see how much they actually sell for. So again, look at that picture, $40 with that picture. That's talking about the right item, the right size or whatever. 40. This one's from 1970, Mitchell and Ned. Well, I don't know. That one's weird. I have no idea. I'm guessing someone took a crazy best offer for those. But if it looks at anything like these, you're looking at 149, 150, or 50, 40, something like that. I don't know why that we don't know exactly how much that sold for. But there you go. There you go. Do you thrift at the do I thrift at the bins or the thrift stores? At the thrift stores, Amy. I do the thrift stores. We have bins here in Indy. We have like 3 of them, but I just source from the thrift stores. I do well with the thrift stores here in Indy. So, all right, guys, appreciate all of you. Again, you can rewatch this later. Always appreciate the thumbs up and comments later on too. And you guys have a great Tuesday, not a Monday, great